Hi everyone, thank you for registering for April's Crochet 101. This month we are doing a tea towel. So here's our tea towel. It has a little handle on top with a little loop and a button so that you can hang it onto the handle of your oven or really anywhere in your kitchen. We're going to be doing a very simple kind of like wavy shell stitch. And this video is going to walk you through it. Alright, so I am using sugar and cream yarn. It's 100% cotton. I'm just going to start with my slip knot here. And then I'm using a 5mm or size H hook. You can go bigger or smaller depending on your gauge and personal preference. And to begin, we are going to chain 25. Is our chain 25. Ignore my spaghetti pile of yarn over here. Alright, so this is going to be called your foundation row. Now the chain row is always the trickiest just because you're working on a very thin chain. I promise after this it does get easier. So for chain row we always skip the first chain. We're going to go into the second chain. And we're going to do a single crochet, which is yarn over, you go through one, you have 2 loops on your hook, you yarn over and you go through both. We're going to do another single crochet, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we are going to do 2 double crochet. And double crochet is you yarn over before you go into the stitch. So you yarn over, then you go into the next stitch, yarn over again, you pull through 1, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, you're going to pull through 2, you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both of those. We're going to do 1 more double crochet, so yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to follow the same 4-stitch pattern all the way across. That's how we get the waves, because double crochet is a lot taller than single crochet. So now we're going to do 2 single crochet. Two single crochet. Now we're doing 2 more double crochet. Two single, two double, two single, two double, two single, two double, two single, and then in our last 2 stitches we're going to end with 2 double crochet. So every row you're going to start with single crochet, and then the last 2 are always going to be double crochet. My stitch is really tight there. Double crochet. Alright, we're going to chain 1 for our turning chain and turn. So you'll notice already it is starting to have this kind of wave to it with the tall double crochet stitches and then the shorter single crochet stitches. Like I said, every row is going to start with 2 single crochet, and we're going to follow that pattern across and always going to end with 2 double. So once we're past the chain, each of our stitches are these little V shapes right here. And they're a lot easier to see than the chain stitch, so we made it through our chain stitch row, so easier from here. So I have my turning chain, which we're going to skip. We're going to go into this first single crochet stitch, or first it's a double crochet. We're going to do a single crochet stitch. So we're going to start with 2 single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 double, 2 single, 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 and then again ending our row with 2 double crochet. See, it just adds a really cool wavy effect, kind of these mini stitch stitches. And we're going to do that for 30 rows. So I'll do 1 row and then I'm going to pause the video and do the rest. That way you're not watching me for, an hour and a half. We'll start with 2 single, 2 double, and don't fret if you are feeling lost during this video. This is meant to be an additional resource to you in addition to the in-person classes. We will go through all of these stitches and the pattern together in class. Just meant to be a good visual in case you ever need to refer back to it as you are working on your tea towel. Oop, I almost did another double. If you ever do forget what 2 stitches you're on and what come next, you can always look. So if you see your wave where it goes up, if you did 2 double crochet here, on this row you're going to do 2 single, and if it dips, that means you did 2 single on the last row. You want to do 2 double. You can also look, your double crochet stitches are going to be a lot taller, so I can see, oh, I just did 2 double, which means now I have to do 2 single. The single crochet stitches are going to look like that. They're a lot shorter. My camera to focus here. Yeah, they're a lot shorter. And the worst case scenario is at least crochet is very forgiving. So if you get totally lost or you realize you just did a bunch of single or a bunch of double, you can always go back. You don't have to take out your whole project. Just go back to where you messed up and continue. It's very easy to just get in the zone and to kind of forget what you're doing. We've all been there. So that is the start of the body of my tea towel. That is on the pattern. This part is the body. It is that kind of shell stitch. It's just a rectangle the size of your tea towel. And then I'm going to pause the video, keep working, and then I will show you the second part, which is the handle. Getting this part and putting on your button. So continue that 2 single crochet, 2 double crochet pattern. We're going to do 30 rows of that to get our tea towel, and then we're going to bind off, and I will see you when I resume the video and we do our handle. Alright, so now I've done 30 rows of that 2 single crochet, 2 double crochet pattern. So what we're going to do now is fasten off. So I'm just going to cut this yarn. And pull it through. We'll worry about weaving in those ends later. Alright, so now it says, the pattern says that on top of the tea towel body, we are going to slip stitch in the 3rd stitch from the end. So this is the body of our tea towel. This is the top with our single crochet stitches. And so the 3rd stitch from the edge would be, this is the edge, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So I have a slip stitch already on my hook, or a slip knot already on my hook. I'm going to insert it into that stitch. And we are just going to do a slip stitch, which is pull through and then pull through. First stitch is going to feel and look a little bit weird, but it's going to be okay. Now we're just going to single crochet in the next 19 stitches. So what we're doing is we have 2 stitches on this end that we didn't go into. We're just going to leave 2 on this end as well. And we're just doing single crochet. Right, 19 stitches we're going to go, so we just have 2 stitches left on that edge. So you see it just kind of means we have like 2 neat edges for where our handle is going to start. Alright, and now we are going to chain 1, and we're going to turn. So now we're going to single crochet 2 together. So the idea is we want our handle to kind of decrease so that it's, you know, a thin handle, but we don't want it to be thin super fast because otherwise our towel is going to hang really weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly decrease, which is single crocheting 2 together. So to do that, the camera here, I'm going to go into the stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1. I have 2 loops on my hook. Then we're just going to go right into the next stitch, yarn over again, pull through 1, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And what that does is you'll see I went into 2 single crochet stitches there, but on top it's only 1 stitch. So we have decreased 1 stitch. So now we're going to single crochet in the next 16 stitches. So that's 16. We're going to stop. We have 2 stitches left. Exposure a little brighter, maybe it's easier to see. There we go. 2 stitches left, so we are going to single crochet 2 together in those last stitches. Alright, we are going to do that again. So chain 1 and turn. Single crochet the first 2 stitches together. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 14 stitches now. Just going to go until we have 2 stitches left in our row. Alright, I've got those 2 stitches left. We are going to single crochet those 2 stitches together. You'll see our handle has that neat edge there, and then it's slowly decreasing. Alright, so now for row 4, we're actually just going to single crochet across. We're not going to decrease this row, we're just going to single crochet all the way across. Chain 1 and turn. Now we are back to decreasing. So we're going to single crochet the first 2 stitches together. Single crochet, and it's now in the next 12 stitches. Single crochet 2 together, those last 2 stitches. Chain 1, turn. We're now on row 6. So we're going to single crochet the first 2 together. Single crochet in the next 10 stitches. Two stitches left. We're going to single crochet those 2 together. And then row 7 is another single crochet in each stitch across. And the reason we're kind of mixing it is just so it kind of has that gradual decrease. It's an even decrease, but it's gradual. Chain 1 and turn. We have 2 more rows where we're going to decrease. So we're going to single crochet these 2 stitches together. We're on row 8, so we're single crocheting in the next 8 stitches. Single crochet that. Last 2 stitches together, chain 1, and turn. We're going to decrease again for this row, row 9, single crochet those first 2 stitches together, regular single crochet for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches. So on top now we should have 8 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see it has a nice gradual but smooth decrease there. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to single crochet for rows 10 through 25. We're making the part of our handle that is going to kind of hang over the handle of the oven. So it should start to look like that. Now we're just going straight up to make, we are doing this part of the tea towel. I'm going to pause the video so you're not just watching me crochet the same stitches over and over again, and I will be back to show you how to finish our project. Alright, so this is how it looks at the end of row 25. That's my whole handle, and then I have this thin part. So for row 26, so we got a chain 1 and turn. So for row 26, we are going to single crochet in just the first 3 stitches. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And then we're right in the middle, almost to the middle here. We're just going to chain 9 on the spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to look like this. We're going to skip the middle 2 single crochet stitches. So these 2 stitches right here. And then we are going to single crochet in the last 3 stitches. So this is the little loop for your button here. And this would be just a time to take the button that you selected for your project and just test it before we finish. So I'm just going to draw a loop there. That way my project doesn't unravel. And I'm just going to make sure my button's not sewn on or anything. But I'm just going to make sure that the loop fits over the button, but not too loosely. So 9 stitches works pretty well for this size button, but if you had a larger button or a slightly smaller button, this would be where you would kind of test it, and you might want to either add chain stitches or take out chain stitches. All right, so we know the chain 9 works for my button, so I'm going to put my hook back in that loop and single crochet in these last 2 stitches. I'm going to fasten off, so I'm just going to cut my yarn. And pull it all the way through, pull it tight. This is also where we are going to want to weave in those ends. So I'm just going to kind of weave it through the project for a little bit and then cut it short. I'm going to go ahead and do the same with this end here where we started our handle. Weave it in, a few stitches, cut it short. And then the last end is where we started our tea towel. Didn't catch the yarn there. There we go. And this just makes it a little bit more secure. It hides those messy ends, but it also makes it a little bit more secure so your project doesn't unravel. There. Oh, and I forgot this is where we fastened off for our body. Thought I only had 3, but there are 4. And that was just a little knot that was in my yarn. So I'm just going to cut that as well. There's this little fray part of the yarn. Alright, so that is our handle for tea towel. So the next part is to sew on the button. Now I'm going to take a needle and thread. The button roughly goes in the center of the larger part of our handle, so right about here, but you can kind of gauge the size. You want to be big enough to go over an oven handle or wherever you plan to hang it. So you'll just kind of want to test. If you want a shorter one, you can always move it up. If you want longer, you can always move it down. But I'm going to place mine just about there. I'm just threading my needle off screen, but give me a moment. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, did get it threaded. Probably should have had it threaded ready to go. Of course, since I'm filming, it took me a second to actually get it threaded. Alright, so I'm just using black thread. And I'm going to start from the back. Just going to poke it through. Find that hole. I'm going to start to pull through, but I'm going to leave a tail of thread. I'll cut it off later, but for now I'm going to leave it there. And I'm just going to go. My button only has 2 holes. If it had 4 holes, you would want to go through all 4 holes. I'm just going to do it until the button feels secure. So I'm going to go through one hole, into the other hole, just kind of making that knot in the center there. Just until I feel like it is going to stay. feel like that's pretty good. So I'm just going to do it one more time. I'm going to pull through, but I'm not going to pull through all the way. I'm going to leave a loop on the flip side here. So I'm going to go back into this hole. Oop, got a little tangled there. It's okay, nothing we can't fix. There we go. So just to kind of knot it at the end here, I have this loop. I'm just going to put my needle through that loop, pull it tight, and then I'm going to cut off the thread. Extra safe, I am going to tie these two ends together a couple of times. And you will have, mine is black thread, so it's very visible. If you used a thread that was the same color as your towel, it would obviously be hidden a little bit better, but it's also going to be what's on the other side of my towel. So if I hang it like that, it's okay. And there we have it. That is our tea towel.